going to do a thank you to all the people that have helped me out on this massive journey. So first of all, I would like to give thanks to the special people that either met me at some point along the way, even if it was just for a pint or, you know, a cup of tea, a little catch up, to the people that put me up, you know, and give me a place to rest and recuperate, wash my kit, and then people who came out and actually joined me on the walk, you know, to give me a bit of company. So I'm going to try and go from order. I wrote a big list down here. I think I've got everyone. If I've missed you off, I'm so sorry. It's nothing personal. I'm not doing it maliciously or trying to be a bastard. It's just there's a lot of people and I've gone through the photos and stuff and I think this is what I've got. I don't think I've missed anyone, but if I have, I'm so sorry. Let me know and I will obviously put you straight in. Basically from the top, so I want to say a big thank you to Murphy, who met me when I got to Inverness after that first sort of like 11, 12 days of walking when everything in my body was absolutely giving up on me already. So Murphy, thanks for coming out and giving me a bit of company. The next was my wonderful aunt and uncle, Ali and Chris, who put me up when I went to Fort William. So I'd just come from Inverness, got across the Gate Glenway. I walked across the Great Glenway and ended up at Fort William where my aunt and uncle met me, put me up for a couple of days to give me some R&R. It was fantastic. So not only was it great to see him, but like I said, they put me up. I wanted for nothing. We had steaks, you know, they washed all my stuff. I got a chance to resupply and everything. So thank you very much, Ali and Chris. Honestly, massive thanks. Then once I set off from Fort William on the West Highland Way, towards the end of the West Highland Way, I was joined by the wonderful Vinny and Jeff, who drove from Edinburgh, or near enough Edinburgh, to come and see me. And it was literally just for the evening, dropping off some supplies and stuff like that. So I can't thank you enough for driving all the way out. It was lovely to catch up and see how everyone was doing. And the supply run was much needed. I got some Iron Brew, some Scottish tablet and stuff like that. It was fantastic. So big thanks, guys. Then once I finished the West Highland Way, I ended up going in a bit of a bish-bosh mishmash way towards the top of the Pennine. I then set down on the Pennine Way, and after a couple of days on the Pennine, I was met by John T and his family and the wonderful Amber, who once again put me up for the evening. They fed me. It was honestly fantastic. I washed all my clothes and stuff. So I can't thank you guys for you know, putting me up and all your hospitality. Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. So after a couple of days after John T and his family with Amber, I moseyed on down, and it was just as I'd got to sort of Hadrian's Wall, kind of like Hexham area. I was met by my wonderful aunt and uncle, Sharon and Zach, who came out. They got me a hotel room for the night as like a bit of a treat, which was bliss. You know, I just had time to rest up. We went out for a lovely Greek, I think it was Greek meal, which you know, they sorted everything out, and honestly it was just fantastic. The hospitality meant the world. So thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. I still owe you a dinner, so I'm going to be calling that in before I go off on the next adventure, so mark my words. Then after Sharon and Zach, I carried on a little bit further down the Pennine Way a couple more days later, and just when I was near Leeds, I was met by an old army buddy of mine, Benny, and his wonderful partner, Minty, who put me up for the night. You know, we had a real chance to catch up and see how everybody was doing, see how life was treating them. You know, we swapped some old stories and stuff like that, and it was just really nice. It's really sort of connected us back up again. So Benny and Minty, thank you so much for everything, you know, for the hospitality, for driving out, for the company, just everything. Oh, and he cooked a wicked meal as well. So Benny, mint chef. So I got a little bit further down the Pennine Way, and then I was met by a buddy of mine called Harry, who drove out. He left his car at one of the car parks, the National Trust car parks, walked with me for 2 days, got the train back, and then drove back to his house. So he drove like 3 hours out, walked with me, got a train to his car, then drove his car back a few days later. So, you know, absolutely sterling effort. Thank you so much for coming out, Harry. I'll never forget the game of dominoes in the pub when we just had a couple of hours to kill while it was raining. Then 3s and 5s. It was absolutely fantastic, mate. So thank you very much for coming out. Then I was met when we got to Malham. I was met by my wonderful cousin Luke, who basically met me. I think it was like I just dropped Harry off and then went into Malham. I just resupplied, and then my cousin drove out to see me, and we had a lovely meal, just had a catch up about everything that was going on. And it really lifted my spirits. Luke, honestly, thank you so much for coming out. It meant the world. Then I finished the rest of the Pennine Way and ended up near my hometown, where I bumped into some old mates and my family and stuff like that. So it was great to see everyone there. Everybody had loads of words of support, which was great. And then I started moving on further down south, and I got to my sort of home area of Derby. Got to the city where the wonderful Jenna and Joe put me up for the night. And then actually I saw them a week later when they came out for my birthday as well. And so these guys put me up, they drove out, treated me to a meal, honestly, everything. And I cannot thank you enough. So Jenna and Joe, you guys rock. Thank you so much for everything. Really means the world. So then a few days after that, in fact, no, it was about a day after that, I ended up past Swadlincote, a bit further south, where Colin, who's an old family friend of ours, drove out, picked me up, put me up for the night, which was phenomenal. We had some real good times just catching up, seeing how life had gone. So I've known Colin ever since I was a kid, and it was just really nice to spend some time and just see how life was going. And furthermore, Colin is a chef as well, and he cooked me a fantastic meal, which was incredible, perfect, exactly what the doctor ordered. So thank you very much, Colin. Really appreciate it. And then after Colin, I got a little bit further south. I think it was like a day after, where I ended up to Tamworth. And I was met by another army buddy of mine that I worked with out in Germany called Woody, and his wonderful partner, Jodie, who took me away, put me up for the evening. So I got everything sorted, resupply, I got washed, I got fed. And then Jodie showed me her alpaca farm, I guess, or like collection of alpacas. And that was mad. I've never seen an alpaca before, much less fed one or stroked one. So that was an experience, and it was a great opportunity for me and Woody to catch up and see how civilian life was treating the two of us. So Woody and Jodie, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate it. Then after Woody and Jodie, I headed down south, where I was going on the Heart of England way, I think it was called, and the Monarchs way. So I was just making my way down south. And I was following a lot of canal paths, a lot of fields, stuff like that. And then just as I finished the Heart of England way and got toward the Cotswolds way, I was met by a wonderful buddy of mine and his family. So it was Chris, Grace, Susie, and the rest of Team Slatter that put me up for a couple of days. I was a farmhand for them. I don't know how much help I actually did on the farm. I was probably more of a hindrance, to be honest with you. But they showed me all around the place. I got to see what their life was like farming. So I met all the sheeps and saw all the crops, saw all the fields. And they really shared with me their lives for a few days, which was just phenomenal. It was lovely to see, and we got a chance to catch up and just see what was going on, see what everybody's plans were, and it was just phenomenal to spend a bit of time with them. So, like I said, from Chris, Grace, Susie, the rest of Team Slatter, thank you so much, guys. It was so lovely to see you all, and thank you for putting me up. Got a bit further down on the Cotswolds way. So I had a couple of days meandering down, and then I was met by the wonderful Simon and Becky, who put me up for a day, and Simon actually came out and walked with me on the Cotswolds way for the next bit, which was fantastic. So we got to spend some time together, and they treated me to all sorts. I think we drank a bit too much wine and whiskey on the first evening. But it was fantastic. So I got to see their wonderful place, which is fantastic. And Simon and Becky are both artists as well, so they were showing me all their collections and stuff. And it was just phenomenal. It was a really nice time. Simon and Becky, can't thank you enough. Cheers again for putting me up and for all your kindness. And then after Simon and Becky, it was quite a bit of a gap for a while. So I was making my way further down the Cotswolds, getting towards Bath. And there was a couple of buddies that I was trying to meet up with, but the stars just didn't align, and unfortunately didn't manage it. And then as I got past Bath, I was in the home stretch, as it were, and I was met by a wonderful army pal of mine, Charlie Hawkin, who came out to see me just when I was near Cornwall. I was going through Cornwall. And me and Charlie were in our first units together. We went to Canada together on deployment. And, so we were just reminiscing about old times, about all the guys, what everyone was up to now, how civilian life was treating us all. And it was just fantastic to have a bit of a catch up. And Charlie treated me to a meal. I've not forgotten about it, Charlie. I owe you one. So big thanks to you, Charlie. Thanks for coming out. It really means the world. So I didn't think I was going to be seeing anyone for the next couple of days after Charlie. I just had Land's End focused in my mind. And then I think it was 2 days before I finished, I got a message off a really close mate of mine. So we met in the army. We were in our second postings together, and we kept in touch the whole time. So massive thank you to Sully. Thank you so much for coming out. So he drove out 3 and a bit hours, probably more like 4 hours, just to come and see me. He set up all the tents and stuff at the campsite. So when I arrived there, he's like, you don't have to put your tent up, you don't have to do anything. I've got it all set up for you. He'd pumped a mattress up for me. We got food. He paid for all the meal and stuff like that. And it was just phenomenal. So it was a really, really nice sort of boost for the last couple of days. And it meant the world to me. So Sully, thank you so much, mate. I'll never forget it. Really appreciate it, man. And then after Sully, obviously with about 3 days left, I carried on walking. I knew I only had like 40 miles left towards Land's End. And then my wonderful mum and dad came and met me a day before. So we were near, where were we near? Penzance. So we're a little bit out of Penzance, I think 4 or 5 miles. And they brought the motorhome down, so they met me. They'd already pitched up, they got everything sorted. So, they had spare clothes for me. They had food and everything sorted out. So they drove all the way down to sort of show me some support for the last couple of days. So I stayed with them. And then the next morning, me and my mum finished the last bit to Land's End. So it was great to have a bit of company for that last little bit. It was lovely to spend some time together. And then, we got to Land's End, and then that was it. That was the end, which is just crazy. So, and then we got to Land's End, and that was it. It was fantastic. It was the light at the end of the tunnel. The journey was complete.